Okay, fantastic. Okay, so welcome everybody to our Team YOLO Monday night NMD guest speaker call, which is super exciting. I'm honored to be standing in for Lauren while she's in Fiji doing the Tony Robbins Life Mastery. So I'm going to be welcoming our next guest this evening, who I have never heard speak before, and I am so excited now just after this mini chitter chatter that she's just had Manon, which I just think is great. Wait, Mano, I think her new name is. We're all going to call her. So I actually just got sent Wendy's bio, and I only managed to get through about an hour ago, and I deciphered it myself, and I picked out the things that were like my favorites that really resonated with me, that I just, oh my gosh, they're so cool. Like, I can't wait for you to hear Wendy's story. So Wendy described herself as shooting your body the way it would please God towards optimum health. Like, I'm going to write my bio off the basis of yours now from Wendy. And she leads currently over 300 distributors towards prevention and wellness. She has grown her business from Hawaii, but she's international worldwide. She's NMD. She encourages Hawaii to step up to growing chemical-free veggies for future generations. So she's a big advocate of our wonderful Tower Garden as well. She has two daughters, Cassandra and Angela, who she just been sharing that she goes surfing with on the beach, which I just think is like way too cool. And she loves cooking, traveling, and surfing, like I just said. And this is what her words, as she shares God's light with everybody, delivering Bibles and wheelchairs and creating events to raise millions for those in need in Hawaii. And she says she's been groomed to travel the world and look after God's children and the people of Hawaii. Like, how blessed are we to have this incredible woman speaking on our call? So I'm going to hand right over to Wendy, who's going to be sharing how she really grew a community in Hawaii and how that really has helped change her life and taken her from originally just being the chocolate maker of Hawaii, I understand, to now growing Juice Plus in Hawaii and being such an advocate for healthy living over there. So please, Wendy, take it away. Enough of me.
Sure. Aloha, everyone. So when we say aloha, you all say aloha back.
Aloha. Aloha.
So aloha means hello.
Aloha.
Aloha, aloha, Andres. And
Aloha.
so it means all the good things. So you say aloha. If you're in a pickle, you say aloha, you'll get out of it. Okay? And so that's what I do. Wherever I go, I just spread the aloha, and it's coming from your heart out. And that's what you want to do. When you share Juice Plus with somebody, when they buy Juice Plus from me, they're buying my heart. They're not, it helps that Juice Plus is the best product in the world, but they're wanting to communicate heart to heart, and that's what you're selling. You're selling your heart. And so when they buy Juice Plus from me, that's what they're getting from me. It's my heart with the best nutrients into their bodies as well. So for some of you that don't know who I am, I'll just go quickly over my journey with Juice Plus, and then we'll go up from there. So in 2003, I had been running a chocolate factory for the last 13 years, and owning it and running it and loving it. God gave me the ability to run a chocolate factory from being a housewife. Now I'm a business leader and just growing a successful business for 20 years, actually. But what happened was, through the grooming of the business, I was able to learn how to grow community. I was learning how to get into the community. I was learning how to just raise money and take it to the world to help the people of the world. So when I was about 43 years old, my prayer was that I was getting a little bit unhealthy and a little bit too fat. So I needed help. And the answer came, I was on a cruise, and I had the owner's suite on this cruise. And so I was being secluded from everybody else on this boat because the captain wanted to keep us separate for some reason, and I went crazy because I needed to be talking to somebody, but all I had was him and my husband. And so in the morning, the first morning of freedom, I was at a food bar, and I was asking the Filipino chef behind the counter, I said, "Hey bro, you get rice or what?" And that's, "Excuse me, sir, do you have rice?" And so he turned to me and he says, "Of course, let me go get it from you." Then this lady, a Caucasian woman, in Hawaii we call Caucasians haole. So this haole lady came to me and said, "You must be from the islands. You must be from Hawaii." I said, "How do you know that?" And she says, and she points to Vic. Vic is Filipino. And she says, "That's my husband." From that point, we were bonded friends. Okay. So they asked us to join them. And I sat with her on the table, and she asked me all kinds of questions, all about Wendy. "Wendy, what is it that you do in Hawaii? Wendy, what do you do?" Everything about me. And she just laid out the question. And mind you now, she had been doing Juice Plus business. She is a national marketing director. Both her and her husband are 100 clubbers. But she did the same thing she did from the very beginning, still to today. She just asked the questions and let me answer it. And she asked more questions and then let me answer it. Then I got tired of talking. So I said, so Carol, what is it that you do? And then she said, the same thing as you do. I travel the world. I inspire people to eat healthy and to take control of their lives, nutritionally, socially, financially. And I said, yeah. So we had a lot to talk about because I wanted to know more about what she did. And she really knew that she wanted to work with me at that point. Mind you, I had no idea about network marketing, home-based business. All I knew was I was a housewife, got thrown into the business world, started a chocolate factory and ran it and made chocolate for 20 years. And that's all I knew. I don't have a business degree. I have a busy degree. So I'm not a businesswoman. I would say I was a busy woman. And so that's exactly what I did. Carol wanted to lock arms with me and she wanted to, I guess, own Hawaii. And I had no clue what was in her mind, except I needed and wanted to be her friend. And she wanted to be my friend. So whenever I traveled the world, I would invite her and Vic. She would come all over with me and travel. But she really wanted to get into my market in Hawaii. And so I had still no idea. All I said was, Juice Plus made sense. I researched it. I listened to all the tapes. And I started taking it for myself because I knew I needed it at 43 years old. And so I received it, I loved it, and I was sharing it with my friends, but I did not want to join the business. So I signed up as a distributor just because, and I denied the business for 2 years because at that time, I sat on 12 boards, I ran 2 companies, I was raising 5 teenage kids. I didn't need more money and I didn't need to be busier. However, I do wheelchair delivery to the children of the world. And I made a commitment that I would sponsor 100 wheelchairs per year. And so when I got back from Romania, Carol said, so how was your trip, Wendy? I said, it was great. She says, Howard, tell me about the 100 kids that got the 100 wheelchairs. And I says, Carol, I ran out of money. I took $20,000 out of my pocket. I took a video photographer for my husband and myself. I bought 10 wheelchairs. And she says, how do you feel about that? I says, not really good, but I'm going to work harder and make more chocolate for this. She says, Wendy, why don't you look seriously into the Juice Plus business and take that money from the company that you're going to earn and use it to buy your wheelchairs? Oh, okay, I got it. So it wasn't for Wendy that I would do this business, but it was for the wheelchairs for the children of the world. So now the focus was on them. My why was developed and I was on fire. It wasn't for Wendy that I would do this because I didn't need to be busier, but I did it for the children. And that's where my story begins. So I started taking Juice Plus. It was 2003 now, 2 years later, because I denied it for 2 years. So it's 2005. I start my Juice Plus journey. I get my friends on board, you know, and I talk to more local people. And I say to Carol, you know what? I'm stuck. I can't do this business. Here in Hawaii, the people, the Asians, the locals, they're like, yeah, I love it. I'll take it. I'll buy it. Yeah. And they never sign up and they never buy it. So I said, Carol, can't do this in Hawaii. They're just too nice here. And she says, Wendy, don't worry about it. It's like that all over the world. People impulsively say, I need it, I want it. But when push comes to shove, sometimes they don't make that final step. They don't take the action. So I had to relearn and retrain my thoughts and my approach on how I was going to do this. And at that point, I realized the people that were going to buy Juice Plus from me was going to truly buy it because of my heart. Not because I was selling them a product, but because I was making a difference. Then I started learning and understanding the value of fruits and vegetables. Up to that point, I had the worst diet. My motto was, the more fat, the more better. More fat, more butter, more better. So I had the worst diet. I ate everything. I was really not doing a good job on stewarding my body. And so I learned and I watched different documentaries and I just studied and I understood more and more. I sit on the board of directors for American Diabetes. Hawaii, for every 2 babies born in Hawaii, 1 of 2 will be diabetic. Heart disease is rampant. Diabetes is astronomically crazy in Hawaii. 8 years ago, I became a board of directors on the Diabetes Association here in Hawaii. At that time, we registered about 154,000 diabetics here in Hawaii out of 1.4 million people. That is 10% of our population are diabetic. We are in an epidemic of diabetes in Hawaii. Now we are 8 years later. Now we are registering about 600,000 diabetics in Hawaii. 1 of 2 will be diabetic here in Hawaii, and that's not a good thing. So now I have fuel for the mission. I am on a mission, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to just tell everybody about it, what I need to do, and how we're going to do it. One person at a time, and that's exactly what we need to do. Here in Hawaii, what works best for us is not, we have big events, but the real impact comes one-on-one. It's a little slow moving, but when you got that right leader that has the same vision as you, that's when it'll happen. So, you know, I'm encouraging everyone. A lot of you will get your contacts from BNI groups or, you know, meetup groups or social organizations, and that's great. For myself, I chose to do community service as well as build a business at the same time. So I became a board member. I would work on committees. I work with all the Miss Hawaiis. So in this Miss Hawaii pageant coming up on Saturday, I have 18 unhealthy young ladies that could be potential distributors that need a plan B for their lives. So I'm going to talk to them about it and give them the first right to refuse. Would you like to join the team? Would you like to continue this mission? Or do you want to just go for it on your own on the on the outside world? And so I look for the ones that are like-minded, the ones that know about nutrition and the value of it, the ones that are on the programs of sustainability here in Hawaii that is so crucial. So a lot of youngsters, teenagers, the Gen Yers are on that path to sustainability because we are an island state. When our ships stop coming to Hawaii, we have about 3 days of food, and after that we have no more food. But I always say to everybody, I have 3 tower gardens on my balcony. I have enough Juice Plus for a year. I have beans, I have rice, I have noodles. When the ships stop coming, does this lady run to Costco when we get the news? No. I am fully prepared for whatever's to come to Hawaii. And I want everyone to think in that direction as well. So then they think, wow, then just Juice Plus makes a lot of sense. Yes, it does. Now, wouldn't you think this is of value to tell your friends and your family to be well supplied as you are? And that's what I opened the door with because of the ships. This week, we are starting hurricane season. And so what does that mean? Hurricane come, we could, stop the ships from coming. That means we don't have food. But I have food. And I don't want to be the only one that has food. That's why I want to get on board so they got food too. All right? And so that's the whole idea about building community. Find what the needs are in your area. Focus on that. And then if you're going to other countries, find what the needs are there and focus on that. Or find someone who is already doing it. Ask them to come on board so that they take the leadership role in assisting you. Thus, you have an NMD in the making. So the community part here in Hawaii, Anong, Ohana means family, and we call our community Ohana. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Everybody who joins the team is becoming a part of the Ohana, the family. And we are till death do you part. You're not going to leave us. We're not going to leave you. Yes, we're gonna huddle around you when you need us, and we're gonna be always there throughout the world. And the community of Juice Plus is just dynamic. That we could say, hey, I'm Lauren. I'm coming to Vegas. What do you need me to do? Wendy, would you like to help me out here? Wendy, would you do this? Wherever we go, it's exactly what we extend to all of you on the call. That's what we do throughout our Juice Plus family, Ohana. Okay. So how do we do all of this? Well, as I mentioned before, I started the business with 2 companies, 12 boards, and 5 kids in the making or raising. So I was a little bit busy. What held me together a lot, or my secret is I would want to share, I'm old school. I'm an old woman. I'm almost 60 years old. So I do everything the old way. So I do it like this. This is my daily planner, and everything is written down here. And so you all use your phone, and you have your calendars and all that. This is my DMO and my direction for my DMO every day. I wake up, I look at the beginning of the week, what do I have planned? My schedule, being a national marketing director, is everyone's schedule. So if they need me, I'm there for them. You need me on the call, I'll schedule it. Everything goes around whatever's on this chart. So it's a first come, first serve basis. And that's exactly how I run my life. And of course, I need downtime. So I'm going to go to Kauai for 3 days. I'm going to be there and hang out. And whatever comes my way there, I'm going to make it happen. I also have a very dynamic team there that I worked with when I was there as well. So work and play, and it's a pretty equal balance, because you know that we can do everything at the same time. So for my journey, let me explain. Let me take a step back. So 2005, I got involved with the business. I started it. I loved it. I made it to sales coordinator. Then I made it to senior sales coordinator. And by 2007, I made it. I was a 12 clubber, and I wanted to go to the Elton's Awards dinner, but being a little bit competitive, I didn't want to just go to this dinner. Okay, this Elton's Awards dinner. I want to let all of you know that are fresh and starting. There's in the U.S. market, at the Elton's Awards dinner, there's a thing called the Rookie of the Year Award. So I'm sure all of you on the call, you're as competitive as I am. That's why we're on the call, because we want more. We want to hear other points of views. I learned that there was this award, and so what I did was I powerhouse in 2007 when I got invited to the dinner in October of 2007. I knew I wanted to be at that dinner as a Rookie of the Year. I wanted to get the top honor of the company. And so I worked really, really hard from January, February, March, and then April, my husband comes to me and he tells me that he needs to go on a trip to Thailand. And so I'm not really happy about that, because usually men don't go there alone, especially yeah, he wanted to go. Long story short, he went and he had other ideas of what he wanted to do to occupy his time. So when he went and he came back in June, it wasn't the schedule I had for myself. He was doing some other things with other women. And so anyway, I decided that if you made that choice for your body and yourself, and that wasn't what I wanted, I needed to ask you to leave. And if you could explain yourself and come clean with me, I would we'd talk it through. But he had other things on his agenda. And so that was in June. And so now I'm devastated, and I'm not in any good way. I'm emotionally distraught. But this is where the family of Juice Plus is so important, because at that point in my life was the darkest time for me. I was thrown into the valley, and I didn't know how to get out, because I was so depressed and I was just hurt. And so I didn't share a lot of this with my team. So they just kept working, and I kept working with them. And because of the community and the family around me, it held me up. And so I plowed through. That was in June. And now in October, I have to show up at this dinner alone. And that was the hardest thing for me. But I went. And then at the dinner, they announce all the first timers, which I was, and then Jay Martin picks 5 top of the first, the newbies, to be a candidate for this top position. Long story short, I was called to the front as one of the top 5. Long story short, I won the Elton's Award Rookie of the Year that year, because Jay Martin saw that before this dilemma in my life, he saw that I worked hard, and I needed, and he needed to acknowledge that. For some reason, he felt that in his heart. So Jay Martin did award me with this, and it was the key that actually allowed me to propel myself further and realize that this is not the end. This is just the beginning. The 12 Club was just the beginning. And so that was in 2007. 2008, I was still down, mentally distraught. And in 2009, my divorce was final. And now I'm even, in a different way. Now I'm a divorced woman, and not feeling really happy about this, because that was the worst thing in my mind. But it needed to be done. So 2009, I was down in the valley. 2010, still there. It was about 2012 that they brought out the Tower Gardens and the information about it. And what happened was, I was able to buy one of the first Tower Gardens, and I brought it back to Hawaii with me. And it was exactly what Hawaii needs. The Tower Gardens are exactly what the world needs. But I saw value to it. And then I said, well, how much will it be to bring it to Hawaii? And they said, no, Wendy, Tower Gardens are not allowed in Hawaii. I said, what? I said, then you're going to make me feel more guilty, because I got the only Tower Garden here in Hawaii. And so I said to the company, what would you do if I say I can bring it in and people would buy it? They said, well, you go and try, Wendy, and we, you know, will support you in every which way. So I got orders for about 30 Tower Gardens. So we brought in the first shipment of about 30 Tower Gardens. And then we got more orders. We brought in another shipment, and we brought in 3 shipments. And then up to this point, we realized it would be better and more beneficial to bring in the Tower Gardens by the container loads. So then I asked if we could purchase a container load of Tower Gardens. So there's 150 towers that fit on the Tower Garden. And so again, this is where community and team comes into play. So I bought a container, and we loaded it up with 150 Tower Gardens with 100, maybe 200 gallons of tonic A and B. We had extensions, we had tomato, we had the whole gamut in my 45-foot container. So it left Tennessee, got to Long Beach on a ship, got to Honolulu. Now what am I going to do with this 40-foot container? So I took it to one of my properties, and I got my Juice Plus team to rally together. We opened up the container. Out of the 150, I already pre-sold 90. So everybody drove in, picked up 1, picked up 2, and we did like a store. We dispatched. And then there were about 60 Tower Gardens left. So then I would have to bring it up to my condo. I have a condo here in downtown, and I put 60 Tower Gardens in my back room and all the supplies, and I did that. Long story short, we did about 8 container loads. So Hawaii has over 1,000 Tower Gardens, and after the 8th load, Jay Martin and the team said, you know what, if Wendy can do it, we can do it. And so they took the responsibility back, and now you do everything. You buy Tower Gardens in Hawaii like everybody else does in the US. So I don't have to do it anymore. I truly enjoyed it. And the neat part about it is I really enjoyed it because I would push people hard and buy it. We got 40 more. You guys sell these 40s. We can bring in another shipment, and just pull the community of Juice Plus, the Ohana together. They would be on site with me to unload the Tower Gardens. It was just a fabulous thing to do. And again, with that effort, I don't know what I got, but I'll show you later when I go out there. I got another award, and it's like, they love giving awards over there because they got another one, and the bugger is like 10 pounds heavy. And it's pretty cool, but it was actually not just for me, it was for the whole team, because we worked together as one big family to make sure that we could bring sustainability to Hawaii. And I know in my heart by the year 2018 that we will have at least 1, 2, or 3 Tower Garden farms here in Hawaii producing the quality of food that we are all entitled to be consuming. So that's what I would like to share with you. I will take a walk out there in a minute, but one more thing before I leave. The community. The community of Juice Plus is so important. As I mentioned to you, joining B&I groups, any kind of organizations that bring 2, 3, 4 or more people that you can share to those 4 about Juice Plus, praying that one of them sees the value, then you grow your team with that, okay? I do everything possible. This, I don't know if you can see it, this is how I grow our team. We put on these pink shirts, and we go out in the community, we have events. So we are the #1 Dragon Boat Race team in the state of Hawaii, okay? So we are the Juice Plus team. We wear our pink shirts. We come out as one ohana, and we paddle this dragon boat. There's 18 paddlers on the boat. We practice 2 days, one Wednesday, the next Wednesday, and then Saturday is a race day. We get on the boat, we pray. We steward our body with Juice Plus, with the chewables, and I am walking the talk with my whole team that we're going to eat healthy, and we're going to perform mind, body, and soul to bring home the trophy. And we bring home the trophy. So, you see this guy? It's kind of big. We got a whole bunch of them, okay, because we eat healthy. We start the race. I feed everybody chewables. We start the race. The next race, I feed everybody a smoothie. We start the next race. I give everybody a fruit salad. We start the next race. And so these are races that we're competing against top teams. And there's 52 teams that we round robin down, and we're #1. And it's really cool because we're not paddlers. We're just healthy-minded people. And so when this is shown in the newspaper, let me show you where to go. When we get free publicity, we are in the front page, of this newspaper. Okay, This is our team, the Juice Plus team. We get free publicity, and then they interview us and they ask us, how do you do it? I just say, we eat healthy. If you want to know more about what we do and how simple it is, come join the team. Come listen to what we're doing. On the radio all day long, loudspeaker for a few hundreds of thousands of people. Juice Plus, go, Juice Plus, go. They're cheering for us because we're just going ahead. And it's just amazing. So we get a lot of free publicity because of this. And we put on our shirts and we just do what we need to do. With the Tower Garden, I saw in the newspaper that they were looking for ways to grow in small spaces. So, excuse me. So I said, hey, I can grow 20 plants in 3 diameter feet. Are you interested? They said, heck yeah. So we made it into this newspaper. That's my daughter and I. And they did a whole story about the Tower Power growing in small spaces. Okay. So free publicity really, really helps. It works. So anytime you see the opportunity that you can get your name out there, legally with the Juice Plus company, because they want to do a story on us, I'm not going to deny, because we are the Juice Plus team. Okay, and in a lot of the different nonprofits, they run events. I enter us into the Easter Seals gingerbread making contest. I get to bring the team out, building community, bonding with family in Ohana, and we do a gingerbread thing. And you see, every time I go out, I always bring our signs. So we have won this gingerbread contest. This is a gingerbread Noah's Ark. It's made in 2 hours by all my distributors, and there's Pamela Sue. But these are all Juice Plus distributors that we work with, and we give them the opportunity to play, celebrate Christmas, and have a good time while we're promoting Juice Plus. So do you see? Work, play, work, play, work, play, work, play. Everything is just intertwined. Every which way you can do it, do it. You know, it just takes, it means looking in the newspaper, the business news, what's going on? Hey, I can bring 10 friends out to do that. Let's do it. You know, and then have fun too. And be in the community. And then if they have children, bring the keiki out with you. So you're modeling for the keiki, how important it is that we work together as a team and with the keiki in mind, you know, and just keeping them on that level of thought, and then eating healthy in front of everybody else as well. It is so important to build community this way, by walking the talk. Since then, I've changed my lifestyle. I'm not eating a lot of butter. I don't do a lot of dairy pretty much at all. I live pretty much on the Shred 10 system. I don't eat a lot of meat. If I travel, I eat a little bit. But my lifestyle has really changed a lot. When I'm surfing out there and those boys are 20 years old and this lady's almost 60, I'm like, I'm on every wave and they're not. What's up with that? So I ask them, hey, bro, how come you can't catch that wave? How come you're so tired? And they'll say, oh, auntie, I just tired all the time. I go, what happened? And they said, oh, I don't know. I said, well, let me ask you, how many fruits and vegetables did you eat yesterday? And they'll say, oh, half a banana. I go, bro, what happened to the other half of the banana? And they're like, oh, I ate half. My girlfriend ate the other half. I'm like, no. Do you know how many you're supposed to eat? And then the wave comes. I'm catching the wave. He's staying back. I come back out, and then I continue the conversation. And then I go back in, and he's like just chilling out there. I'm like catching the waves. And then he goes, so, auntie, how come you so much stronger than me? I'm like, well, let me tell you, meet me on the sand and I'll tell you why. I'll either give them my card and then I'll follow up with them. I've got customers from France, from China, from Yugoslavia. I've got customers from all over because of the beach. And then I'm doing what I want to do. And I keep telling myself, don't work. Just enjoy. But can't help it. It just happens. Okay. So that's what I do every day. While I build my business, I work and I talk and I just share from my heart. So a lot of times when people say, oh, but Wendy, I'm not a salesperson. I can't talk like that. I'm like, you know what? Let me see. Put your hand over your heart. Is it beating? Yeah, you got one. That's all you need is the heart. If you got your heart, you can do this because you know the problems out there. Again, let me go off track a little bit more. Here in Hawaii, everyone thinks it's paradise. Everything is beautiful, which it is. God made Hawaii most perfect, beautiful blues, the skies, the ocean, the wind, everything. However, man shall destroy man. We have Monsanto, we have Syngenta, we have DuPont. We have 5 of the 6 major chemical companies here producing seed for the worldwide market from Monsanto. 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, they are producing seeds on our islands. Okay, so you tell me the people that live on the west side, they're affected. Our women are infertile. Our women are miscarrying. When they have babies, the babies are coming out with asthma, eczema, allergies, up the yin yang, and it's not even funny. It's like, do you understand why? And so what Juice Plus, what we are offering is a solution to the problem worldwide. And for us here in Hawaii, predominantly here in Hawaii, is because Monsanto is destroying all of our land. It's in water and they're airborne. And we're right, I mean, I'm not like 50 miles away from it, okay, versus the other families that are right there in it. So what do I tell them? When you take Juice Plus, you can start to detox all those toxins that are into your bodies daily. And this is how you need to protect your children. And this is what we're doing. We are on a mission to take healthy back. And that's what we all have to realize, the mission that we're on. And that's why I say, don't worry about not being able to sell. You have children, you have family, you have a heart. Use your heart to grow your business. And that's all I can say for you or to you right now. So, Tasha, do you want me to share on anything else?
Sorry, I was muted. Oh my God, Wendy. I have so many goosebumps. I don't know about you guys, but I think that was probably I'm going to say it, my favorite Juice Plus NMD call I've ever heard. I've never heard somebody speak, well, one, faster than me. No, I'm kidding. Like, I've never heard someone speak with so much, like, fire. I'm sat here like, I am not playing big enough. And sometimes we have people on the calls that will tell you to play big enough, but you aren't even telling us. You're just telling us what you do. And I'm sat here like, shit, I need to play bigger, right? Oh my God, that was so good. Does anybody have any questions before I ask my questions? I'd like to put it out there to everybody else.
I'm going to walk outside so you guys can see some of the view.
I have a very quick comment. Wendy, I love you from the moment I saw you on stage. And it's, you know, a testament to Wendy and what she and her story. This is what I said. My relationship with Wendy, although it's been very sporadic, the first time I met her, I spoke to her, basically made my commitment to Juice Plus solid. Because we always hear about how Juice Plus is a family, even though, you know, she was not related, she was not part of Team YOLO at all, and she did not get anything from me at all monetarily as far as like what she did. She was the one that sat there with me the moment I saw the Tower Gardens, and I was like running around saying, we need to take it to Puerto Rico, we need to take it to Puerto Rico. And they said, no, you have to talk to Wendy Lowe. She's the one that actually got to Hawaii. And I was like, who's Wendy Lowe? Wendy Lowe, Wendy Lowe. And as fortune would have it, as the universe would have it, I think God guided. That was the year that Wendy went up to the States to give her speech. And it was sensational. The moment she left stage, I was like, she basically went down the ramp, and I almost tackled her.
Yeah, you were right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first
I was like, here.
I said, I'm going to give this bugger a big hug. It was amazing, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You did that right
And
there.
I appreciate so much because thanks to you and thanks to your pioneering work in Hawaii, we were able to do the same thing in Puerto Rico.
Amen. I heard that.
We're not at thousands of towers, but we're getting, you know, we're moving towards that because the momentum, people are understanding what good nutrition is and what being able, especially as you're talking about Hawaii being 3 days. I think Puerto Rico is like half a day. You know, and you know, with the economic crisis that's going on in Puerto Rico, right. This is an opening door for a lot of people to start re-understanding what nutrition is and understanding what finances is in them for themselves. So for you know, for what you did that day and for what you embody day by day, especially your work for a lot of other people, I really celebrate you because it is because of you that I really have such a passion for this company. Amen.
Thank you. You mean a lot to me. You do. Every time I see your face when I'm at a conference, I'm like, hey, my buddy. Amen. Can you see the view? Can you see the view?
What's that?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. So this,
Beautiful.
and I don't know if this will catch, but I'll show you some of my towers on this balcony. Can you see them?
Oh yeah. Wow.
You
Look
need
at all
to
that
eat your
kale.
kale.
Yeah. So it's predominantly kale because I make anywhere from 4.
Oh, did we lose her?
Oh, I've spotlighted. It's the wrong person. There she is. Wait.
4 things a day is what I'm doing, is because wherever I go, if I go to pick up flowers or I go to the marketplace, I'm always going to take 1 or 2 smoothies in a cooler with me, and I make sure I share it. And then they say, Wendy, you keep giving this to us. Where can we get it? Well, let me show you, right? So that's what we do. This is how we build community. But I'll go back to my office. Sorry about this. Okay. Okay.
So amazing. Does anybody have any other questions for Wendy? Okay.
I just love your energy and I appreciate everything you shared with us. And like Tasha said, we're all playing way too small.
Yeah. I mean, and the other part is they need you as much as we need them. You know, they need bodies to get out there. And yeah, like I went to Kauai. I had 30 kids. I went there for vacation, but there were 30 kids. My friend said, hey, you know what? We're going to do this thing for the big brothers and big sisters. So I may be busy. I go, hey, can I come? They go, you want to come? I'm like, yeah. So we went trout fishing with them. So the executive director of the boys, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, I'm getting her on Juice Plus. Those kids, you know, we're going to find a program where we can either direct the Tower Garden into the Big Sisters, Big Brothers organization, as well as whoever, if the Big Brothers can afford to buy it they buy it and then they can gift it to their little brother, or big sister give it to their little sister, right? So there were 30 kids out there with 30 mentors and the executive directors. So I went to fish, but look at what I came home with. You see? So it's all just like that. You just weave it right in, and there's opportunity. You just kind of think a little bit and figure it out like, oh, yeah, it's not just fishing. It's fishing for customers and distributors, right? And that wasn't even my heart behind it, but God gifted that to me for saying, you know what? You could have been surfing, but instead you went fishing with the kids. Here, job well done. So that's how I look at it. Okay, and so we have to always see that there's opportunity in everything we do. Everything we do.
Wow. Oh my God. This is
Wendy,
just so
thank you for
good. I don't want it to end.
Really say anything, but you come from this place here that is just so beautiful, and just thank you for sharing that with us, because you really could say anything, but it's all from here, and you just have this beautiful gift. And thank you. Just thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I wanted to
Mahalo.
mahalo. And so, you know, I didn't mention earlier, but I was born with a hole in my heart. Okay, so I am the first child in the state of Hawaii to have open heart surgery. Back in 1963, there were 3 keiki that needed open heart surgery, but they didn't have pediatric cardiology here in Hawaii, so they would have to fly us out, but we couldn't afford it. So at that time, American Heart Association formed a program where they would bring in the pediatric cardiologist. So there were 3 keikis that went under the knife in 1963. I'm alive, and the other 2 have passed. So I am on a mission to make sure that more keikis don't have to face that, or their parents don't have to face that dilemma. It is what's happening to our people, our kids in all of the world is not a good thing. And we have a responsibility to make a difference. One baby, one family at a time. And that's the mission that we should all be on, or that we are all on. So taking healthy back is so appropriate. And that's what we have to live by right now, taking healthy back.
Oh my gosh. Wow, Wendy, this is just so sensational. I am so in awe right now.
You're even more beautiful than your islands.
Yeah, mahalo. Yeah, and we say in Hawaii, e komo mai. E komo mai means welcome. Please come to Hawaii. Come to Hawaii and let me know what your plans are when you come. I have 3 bedrooms here in the sky. You're very welcome to stay with me, and I live right by Manoa.
Careful
And
with
right by Punchbowl Mountain.
Yeah, I love it. Well, yeah, when I lived in, well, she's still recording, but anyway, I would just.
I am, but I kind of like the chat, don't you guys? I like it.
Take it off recording, but anyway, no. So I actually went.